We are back here live on Nerd Wars, where we just hang out, talk about the news, check out what's going on in the world of entertainment. And guys, New Mutants is it has a teaser and is bringing itself to this Comic-Con at Home panel. Which how is Comic-Con still alive? I can't believe they've managed through all the things that we're going through. They've somehow managed to pull this together. But hey, good for them, I suppose. But I'm here with my panel: Adon, Damien, Lewis, Darth Daddy Lunga. So yeah, Lewis was mentioning the fact that they dropped this new teaser, and they're going to be having a cast and filmmaker panel at Comic-Con at Home next week. And so what do you think about this, guys? We just had a whole talk about movies may not come back till 2021 now. Some analysts are predicting big movies, but this New Mutants is one of those weird in-between movies. In my opinion, New Mutants is the perfect movie to hold on to until theaters open. Whether it's full, middle, or not, New Mutants is one that could ride in theaters for a good middle ground run, take a shot on it. Disney doesn't care. Just wait for theaters to be open enough in other territories, and domestically, and just put it out there for a few months. See how it does. See if people go to the theater. If they don't, you learned on New Mutants, right? And then put it on streaming and go from there. I don't think they're going to put this on Disney Plus because it sounds like it's more of a horror movie. It's more extreme. So I guess they'll put it on Hulu, which is weird. They'll give it a Hulu exclusive. Maybe that'll actually get people to tune into Hulu. I don't think it will. I think it's just going to be another movie that'll get stuck out there. But what do you guys think? Does New Mutants have a shot at, or do you think it should just go straight to VOD finally and let it be over with? Lewis, I see you.
I think the movie's jinxed. I remember graduating from grammar school, watching that trailer, going, "Wow, this looks really, really good." X-Men meets horror. Never seen anything like this. It's the official end of the X-Men run for Fox. Really excited. Anya Taylor-Joy's in it. I think probably my favorite up-and-coming actress. And it looks exciting. Unfortunately, we've had about 17 delays. And I do agree with you if it was like in the 15th delay, but the last two just like took it out of me, man. And I got the email this morning that they're doing a presentation at Comic-Con July 25th. I may be wrong. And the cast and crew is going to be there.
July 23rd at 2 p.m. Yep.
Okay. It's set to be released in August. I think the announcement at Comic-Con is going to be after this panel. Tune into Hulu or whatever. It's on right now.
Well, I will give you that. It seems odd to do a panel about something without like having a definitive answer, right? It's like, why would you want to just, or I guess to keep the buzz going, they're all home. They got the movie. They're giving Comic-Con something. It's kind of the movie you put there. What else? They're not going to do it any other thing. But I don't disagree. There's probably an opportunity there where they want to make some news, and they could put it on streaming. Damien, Adon, Darth Lunga, have you got any opinions on should this go to Hulu or Disney Plus?
I just want to bring up the fact that they're holding on to this thing started shooting in 2017 with an original date of April 13th, 2018. This is hilarious as far as a film is concerned because these actors are just so much older now. They look like kids. They're like, hey, come do a Comic-Con panel about this thing you did like 5 years ago by the time it comes out. I think personally, they've held on to it so long, you could drop it in the theaters, but I would say drop it on streaming at this point, just because I want to, we don't even know what the original film looks like. This is going to be one of those that it's going to come out, and if it sucks, they're going to be like, release the original horror cut. You could already see that coming.
According to the director, though, this is the official cut. There were no reshoots.
Well, so there's interesting. I got an interesting side story actually. Let me bring this in because this could look. The only reason I would disagree with if you take this to streaming is if they make the ballsy choice to say we're putting it on Disney Plus. If they actually have the guts and balls to say, you know what, no, we're going to put this on Disney Plus. We're not doing Hulu. It's a little risky. It's a little edgy, but we're going to put it on Disney Plus. And the only reason that makes me lean towards maybe they're going to go there is because I don't know if you guys saw this story. I was going to do a separate story, but let's connect them. Hugh Jackman's butt was uncensored for X-Men: Days of Future Past. They edited out Daryl Hannah's butt and Splash with CGI, etc. But when Days of Future Past came on, they left it the way it is.
I know. I screen capped it.
Yeah. And, why would you mess with perfection?
They not only, but the use of the F-bomb. Fans have been swift to comment about the unedited film, which contains nudity, but the use of the F-bomb, so the F-bomb is still in it. comment that it could be the first on the streaming service to have an F-bomb. Days of Future Past now is actually left uncensored. The ass scene is left alone, and it's the first Disney Plus to have an F-bomb. As previously reported, Daryl's Town Splash was there, and they took out the F in Hamilton. They made him cut the F. They bleeped it. I think they let him keep one shit. And Hamilton and Lin-Manuel Miranda said, look, it's not, I don't care that much. He was not worried about losing the F. He's like, I'd rather have more kids and families be able to see my movie, my art, than hold on to one profanity. So what's interesting, Splash and Hamilton also had their F-bomb censored. This could have been a mistake. This could not, who knows? But I guess I'm intrigued because if there is some sort of secret play here to sort of, Disney's like, we gotta start making this a little bit more grown up. We gotta put some of these like harder PG-13s on here and stop censoring it and let there be a family filter. Because if they introduce that and they put it there, that'd be a pretty cool move. At that point, would that? Do you think that's realistic? Does that change anyone's mind?
I think they could have had a family filter from the get-go. I mean, a lot of streaming services have that, and it would have been so much better because I remember when we were talking about when they were CGIing the butt out from Splash, and I love Splash, and I thought it was a pointless endeavor. Like, why even as little as it costs, why even bother doing that? That's a good movie. You don't need to CGI and do all that stuff. Put the filter on. Kids can watch that when they get older or at the parents' discretion. That's fine.
In defense of all CGI out there, that was not CGI they did to her butt. That was some crazy bad Photoshop. Like they didn't even Henry Cavill that at all. I mean, it was come on.
It was really. It was like the clone stamp of the hair. Yeah. They took Henry Cavill's mustache and clone stamped it down her butt. It was really bad.
I think they realized after they spent the money on that, they were like, you know what? Let's just leave Hugh Jackman's butt alone. Kids are gonna it's okay.
Well, I'm more impressed that they left the F-bomb in, which makes me think someone forgot. Or they're making a move. Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, bum. Oh, my God. Marcos, thank you.
Welcome back.
Marcos, thank you for welcoming me back. I love it. Marcos steps up and drops some purple rain, my man. Thank you so much for donating and helping the stream, keeping it alive, keeping the conversations going. That's it? You just wanted to thank me and say I'm the man? Dude, you're the man. How's that? Welcome back. Thank you for having me back, and thank you for that donation. Very kind of you. Marcos, what do you think? I'll look for your comment. Do you think New Mutants should come to streaming, or should it wait? David March, also David, my investor, thank you. He's been dropping some super chats. Thank you, David, for the support. He said, can you imagine if this turned out to be a mega hit billion-dollar movie? What do they do for a sequel now that they're all 5 years older? I mean, I guess you just take it 5 years later, right? I mean, you could. It's not the worst problem to have. It's not like 20 years later. But yeah, no, it's an interesting point. Those actors definitely look older. So we'll just see. But thank you, Marcos. Thank you, David. Look, I think if they decided to, if Disney Plus makes the move to put it there, and they just they're like, look, when is this movie ever going to come out? We just want to. We tried. It's not that we didn't have faith in it. I mean, what if this movie's good? Right? That's the other thing. This movie could be good.
Yeah,
it looks good.
People keep knocking, but
I didn't see any problem with it just from trailers and images. It looks good. I'm ready to see it. And I gotta be fair, Disney, I think, for all the credit people want to give Disney about how they're Disney, they're just monolith, right? They do everything, they own everything. I think they really didn't understand streaming that well, and they made some mistakes, and they realized with the mistakes they made with Splash and some of the other stuff that it's like, listen, there's no way we can sanitize this entire streaming service. It's impossible. They're not going to be able to do it. They can't make this entire streaming service PG-13 if they want to keep all the nerds that want to watch Star Wars and Marvel and all this other stuff. You're not going to be able to keep all these people if it's PG-13 across the board. So they're going to have to make some concessions, and I think we saw that with Logan.
Especially if you bought out Fox.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Fox is not G, man.
Right. Not at all. Yeah. Alien, Predator. There's a lot of stuff on there that we don't get to see.
Fox Searchlight is actually my favorite. Used to be my favorite. What's it called? Studio.
Well, it's just so sad because Fox has a great catalog, and they're trying to put some of it in there, like Home Alone. Okay, cool. Avatar. They've taken some of it into that, and they've taken advantage of it. But I mean, God, you got what? You got like Die Hard. You got Alien. You got a lot of franchises in there that now are in this weird limbo that it's like, I don't want those on Hulu. I don't care. I do not care about Hulu. I'm sorry. Disney Plus is a big brand with some big stuff. I don't know what they're thinking. Just put it all into one and own it. Then they really might have some potential to beat Netflix. Put them all together. Give yourself that massive library. Make some more original content. They got to amp that up a lot, which I get it's harder now, but I don't get it. If they decided to match, mix the two brands and put it there, and it's good, that would be a nice surprise, right? But again, my only note here, and we'll go around for final quick thoughts, but my note is why not save it? If it's a good movie, we are going to, for the next several months, we might be stranded for a while. There's no need to rush it out right now. I mean, Disney's got plenty of money. I know they're not making this amount of money, so there's higher ups who are getting very angry and stressed because they're not making the money they're supposed to make, but they got money. And so the problem is just hold on and then if I was running that studio, I wouldn't just drop it on Disney Plus. Enough people are doing Disney Plus. Just hold on to a point when you realize, what, we need something on Disney Plus by December when they realize, crap, we're out of stuff. Maybe then you resort to it, but you don't do it right now. You still got enough couple months to sort of sort out, are there going to be movies in theaters? If you're going to put a movie out like Unhinged, and it does remotely okay, why wouldn't you do the same thing with New Mutants? That could actually be a really fun long-term play to play in some theaters. Give them a bone, right? See what happens. Does anyone disagree with that and say, F it, just put it on streaming?
No, I've said before, New Mutants would be a safer bet to put in theaters than Black Widow or Wonder Woman, just because the time's been out there, and if they were willing to take a hit on any movie, that will probably be one they can take a hit on. But at least maybe experiment. Make a little bit.
Yeah. Perfect experiment, and it's for younger audiences who are the ones who don't care, who are out there on the beaches doing whatever the hell they want. They probably will go buy tickets to it. Let's be honest. Or it'll be in drive-ins. I heard Walmart starting drive-ins, whatever it is. So
they've spent over about 3 marketing budgets on the same movie. So what's the budget at right now? The movie's obviously cursed. It may be the actual cure to coronavirus. So if it releases, everyone starts to get cured miraculously. It doesn't want to get released, man. It's cursed. That's all I can say.
It is cursed. Bunda has he said Unhinged cost $33 million to make. Great, and so they can make that back even I think during the pandemic in theaters alone. But then they say, well, so take that to Amazon and ask for $100 million, and Amazon owns it, so that way they don't have the money. I don't think Amazon would pay $100 million for a movie like that, but they'll pay probably 30, 40, maybe $50 million for it. But how nice if you can get that $30 million theatrical and then sell it for a little bit and then get the Amazon exclusive, right? It's all about that windowing. That's how these movies make more money. They want to make a lot of money back, and so no, Amazon's not going to buy it for $100 million, Bunda, but you're close in that you could make you're going to make your budget back. But if you can get $20 million theatrically and then have it be for downloads for $20 to buy for a couple months and then put it on Amazon, you got 3 windows there where the studio makes money, and that's the reality of why we're not just throwing these movies onto streaming, because once you dump it to streaming, there's no more revenue stream. It's done.
I honestly think just with the drought we have, if Unhinged goes to theaters, even with partial openings and partial seating, I think it's going to make a good amount of money.
I agree. It looks fun. It's the perfect movie for a pandemic. People are just losing their minds.
I could see it still making $50 million.
Yeah. And that's what's interesting, right? If it does well there, and which isn't, let's be honest, that's $50 million isn't a lot, isn't great.
No.
But right now, for a movie like that, people are like, damn, I wish we had made some cheaper movies this year that we could have put out in theaters right now. And that's when New Mutants can step in near the end of that run and sort of hopefully get things going. Christopher Nolan is losing his mind a bit, trying, I got to save the theaters and I'm going to be the first one back. Dude. Come on.
Did he say that though?
Yeah, he did. And the reality is,
Lewis keeps arguing.
I don't think he said
he
that.
did. I mean, he's been quoted as that in trades. He was quoted as that in the trades.
Yeah.
He didn't say I'm going to say the theaters.
Yeah,
I think he wants to say the theaters.
No, I read a Hollywood Reporter article that said he was adamant that his movie be the first one back because he wants to save the theaters. He doesn't care about the profit. That was quoted as Nolan or his reps. But that's what it was quoted. He said, I want to put this back in theaters. I don't care about the profit. And Warner Brothers is in a spot where they're like, but we want to get our money back. But they're like, well, we want to still work with Nolan. So it's like they're stuck. They're ready to take a loss because they know Nolan is a cash cow for them. Dunkirk made him money. Who would have thought? So it's like any movie he makes gets them a massive profit. So if they got to take a loss in this one, they're going to at least do what he wants. He's got enough power to sort of pull that off. But I think he's delusional.
And he thinks about his legacy. His legacy. He's like, he wants to be remembered as the guy.
He's got an ego, man. He does.
Yeah.
And he does not want it on his iPhone. Like, He does not want that movie to be premiering on people's iPhones. He would. I mean, if anything I've known about him, like he would be livid if Tenet, all the work he's done, and it's like, oh, cool, we get to watch Tenet. I'll be right back, guys. Yeah. I mean, I don't actually care that much, but look, you got to respect what he wants. In that regard, I see it. But then hold off a year, release it next summer. But I think he's right. Look, judging on what's going on right now, it's not opening this summer. Summer's done. Summer's over.
Oh yeah, summer's done.
Now, like Bill and Ted, Face the Music, I could see that doing a good run. I think they should drop that in theaters. If, again, there's a lot of independent theaters, there's drive-ins, there's opportunities to have that theater out there and socially distant, and I think people will go, especially movies like that. So I think they're wise to wait, but, you know, U.S. is not doing well right now. Other countries are doing better, and whether you believe that or not, which some people don't seem to believe it, we're stuck, right?
Very true.
Yep.
Also, people are forgetting that the reason studios are extremely rich is because they're frugal with their money. Like everyone's like, yeah, just pay $100 million over here. Like if the movie costs $50 million, they're gonna want to pay 40 because they're not just gonna Netflix is not just gonna buy it for $100 million. The reason they're so rich is because they cut corners so well. It's all like a business to them. So they're not gonna go over there and buy Unhinged for $100 million just because, you know. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Well, there you have it. Chat. What do you guys think? Do you want it to? Do you? I mean, I bet I'm sure everyone's just like, yeah, put it on streaming, but it's just it's not financially. Yes, exactly. It's not our money. It's not financially sane. I could see why they're going to wait, but we will find out next week, I think, with the panel, or they're just going to say, yeah, we don't know yet. We're hoping to come out soon. We're waiting. Is the reality to it? Who knows if they'll break some news? But if they're going to do it on Disney Plus, I guess it's a good time to do it during their Comic-Con panel. I don't know, man. I think we got to. Do you think so? I do think. I hope theaters will be back sort of this fall. Some of them will just open up, limited capacity.
Next year, Andy.
I don't know, man.
Next year.
I mean, if Disneyland's open, why can't a movie theater be open? I mean, right?
Oh, a movie theater with no new movies, yeah, but the movies need to be they'll be released next year.
You're talking the big movie, but I'm saying New Mutants or Bill and Ted or Unhinged. Those movies could be dropping in theaters this year.
Bill and Ted, I don't know. I'll bet they'll release it next. Are they set on the date? I think they're going to release it next year.
No one is set on a date right now.
Yeah, no, Bill and Ted next year.
All right, we're clipping this. We're going to go to our next part, open dial. I got a weird story I want to share about Henry Cavill.
Can I mention something?
Oh, sure, Damien, end us up. Final thought here.
Oh, no, it's not a final thought. You can clip it. Unless you want to put this on there. I just wanted to say that even though I mentioned that Hugh Jackman had a perfect butt, Daryl Hannah's butt back in the 1980s or 90s was actually very nice as well. So I don't want to say that Hugh Jackman's butt was better than Daryl Hannah's. I think they're both equally
I'm glad we
nice
corrected
butts.
that. Yes, Daryl Hannah and Hugh Jackman both have great butts. And Bundo was telling you, Lewis, Amazon is rich because they pay no taxes, Lewis. Yes, they do everything they can to not pay taxes. All right, we're clipping this. Stay tuned if you're watching live. If you aren't watching live, join us every time Thursday nights here on Popcorn Planet. And subscribe to all these fine fellows. Damien over at the other side. Watch his trailer. It's an awesome movie. Don over at Nerd Tots. Lewis at Nerd Report. And Darth Daddy Lungo over at the Great Council. All their links are in the description below. We'll be back. Stay tuned if you're watching live. We're not going anywhere. Bye-bye.